Where do you find God? Almost sounds like a loaded question, doesn't it? I mean, if God was someone you could find, wouldn't everyone be out searching? Well, rather than looking for something elusive, like a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, I reckon it's more about learning to recognise the way God is already present to us in our everyday lives. I'm Lizzie Oakes, and this is Where Do You Find God? My guest on the podcast today is Flynn Chisholm. Now, Flynn is a Kiwi who likes to live on the edge, or should I say, he likes to take a run and jump over the edge. Flynn is a death diver as well as a world-class speed climber. He recently broke the New Zealand and Oceania Death Dive record when in August this year he jumped 40 metres off a cliff into the ocean, into Mallorca, Spain, into the ocean there. Now, 40 metres is around the height of a 12-storey building, a jump that took less than 3 seconds. Flynn, welcome to Where Do You Find God?
Hey, thank you for having me on the podcast.
How did you get into death jumping?
I would say ever since COVID, I kind of switched from mainstream sports like rugby, basketball, hockey into extreme sports, going into climbing and mountain biking, and then just started jumping with a few mates, watching some YouTube of the death diving, and then from there it kind of just took off 2 summers ago, just enjoying the cliffs around the mount mostly.
I guess when you say the Mount Maunganui you're talking about, are you?
Yeah, Mount Maunganui.
Yeah, Bay of Plenty, beautiful part of the country if you've never been there. What does training look like for you in this sport?
It depends on my goal. Usually there's competitions or height goals that I'm chasing. So when it comes to my bigger heights, I like to condition my body with smaller jumps from 15 to 33 meters, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
It is pretty scary thinking that 33 meters is a training height. But a lot of it is just getting my body built right for the real big jumps, which takes a lot out of the body.
Yeah. Can I just say, I've got a son who's a kickboxer, and so I go to all his events. He's doing quite well in that sport. And I really feel for your mum. My goodness, I hope you give her lots of hugs. You need to give her lots of hugs, man. That is pretty difficult.
Yeah, it's pretty hard for her to wrap her head around it. As she's seen all my safety requirements I go through in my checklist before you jump, I think most of my family feel a lot better about me doing it.
Yeah, there's something you do, don't you? Throw stones over the edge of the cliff to hear it land or something? Is that part of what you do?
Yeah, that's one of the safety checks I do. It isn't to break the water at all. It's just to show how long I'm going to be in the air for, because I'm going to fall at the same speed as the rock. It's going to show where I land and just create little ripples so I can see exactly how far away it is.
Yeah.
A lot of visualization.
Sure. What other safety checks do you do?
A big one's depth checking. As soon as the water is less than 2 meters, I'm not going to be jumping it. So that's the main check. Checking the height, because sometimes you can be blind. Specific cliffs like waterfalls are very hard to judge the height. I've been to bridges or waterfalls that are 27, but as soon as I arrived, I thought they were about 20, and 7 meters is a big difference. So checking the height is very important. Having enough people with you is very important as well. In the water, I like to have 2 or 3 people in case something goes really wrong, which it has, and I've had people in the water, so I was okay.
Yeah, that's good. Good to hear. Hey, Flynn, in Acts chapter 17, verse 27, it says, God intended that they would seek him and reach out for him and find him, though he is not far from each one of us. So my question for you today, Flynn, is where do you find God?
Definitely out in nature. I know people find him in different ways. I know worship is a big one, social gatherings. I find for myself, usually when I'm alone in nature or just with a few friends, where we can actually connect a lot closer because we're away from the world. And that's a big thing why I like jumping off his creation. That's why I don't jump bridges as much, because bridges are man-made. So jumping off what God's created is a lot more meaningful to me and a lot more beautiful and impactful.
Yeah. I heard you say, or I read somewhere, you said, while I'm in the air, I'm in God's presence. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so I like to say that I'm guided through the air by God, that I'm just floating in His presence, that He's there, all those milliseconds next to me. It's just a really amazing feeling while I'm in the air, and I know other people in their sports feel the same feeling as I get. It'll just be in a different way, where God is guiding them on a mountain bike down a trail or on a rugby field. It's all the same, and I think yeah, God's always there.
So is it for you like this is your passion and that's like the key moment, the leaping off, you're in the air and you believe God's made you like that? And so do you feel like you kind of sense Him deeper or like what's it like?
For me, it's mostly a passion, and being out in nature is super important to me. And I guess God could have implemented that plan into my life. I do think with the danger of the sport, it puts a lot more faith into a greater being because at the end of the day, at any jump, it could be my last. I never think about it like that because I take all my safety precautions, but it's a lot of faith into every jump, and that's why most of my big jumps, I'll say a prayer right before to make sure He is guiding me because, yeah, I put a lot of faith into my own ability and to God to protect me through it. And I think just believing that there is a God takes a lot of faith. So this is kind of another training to build your faith up through an extreme sport.
That's a great way of looking at it. This is training to build up your faith. Yeah, because you don't want to jump alone, do you, Flynn? You want Him to be there with you.
But I'm not saying that the only reason I do it is because I think God is. The safety checks still have to be done. A lot of people I know cliff jump and believe in God, and they think that everything's going to be okay, and they don't do their checks. So I'm just
you're putting it out there. Don't this at home and take a run and jump. You have to be somebody who follows all the safety precautions, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
So, why do you do these jumps, Flynn?
I just enjoy being in the air, like the weightlessness, and I talk a lot about the flow state to a lot of people, which is
tell us about that.
the flow state is performing a movement or an activity without any other thoughts in your head. Funny enough, I don't really like social media. I do use it a lot because I have to post and
you got lots of followers, haven't you? Like 30,000 or something.
Yeah, I do have a fairly good following, and I don't really like social media because of how hooked people are on it. During the day, it dictates a lot of people's emotions and friendships, relationships. It dictates their mind. And if I wasn't trying to put across a message, I'd probably not post on social media.
Yeah.
I wouldn't post my jumps on social media because I do that for myself, for my connection with God, but I'd like to show that to other people so they can find their thing as well.
Yeah. So is that for you a big drive? You want people to find their thing?
Yeah, and relate it to God. I think all Christians, their career has a purpose to serve God, and if what I'm doing right now wasn't serving God, I probably wouldn't be doing it.
No. The thing is, I know what you're saying about flow state. I'm thinking about, look, something that gives me a big kick is playing my guitar. It's I spend quite a lot of time playing guitar, and it's a place where I just like it to be me and God. I feel very connected to God in that place. But the best place is when I'm just sort of playing freestyle, and maybe I'm playing along with, some recording or something. And like you said, I'm just not thinking. I'm just sort of feeling my way. And it does feel like a flow state. And for me, that space actually feels absolutely euphoric. Like I'm like, oh, anytime I get to that space, it's such a good feeling.
You're very present with yourself, and you're in the moment, not dwelling or anxious about the future. You're just right where you are.
Yeah.
And I think that's how we should try to be as much as we can throughout the day. So because the past is the past, and then the future is is God's plan.
Yeah.
So as long as we're in the present and just making the right decisions, it's all wrong decisions and learning from them. But yeah, trying to be in the present as much as possible.
Yeah. Flynn Chisholm, thank you for joining me today on Where Do You Find God? Tune in every Wednesday afternoon at 4:30 on Sanctuary, or listen and subscribe via your favourite podcast platform and give us a review so others can find us.